I've done this time and again. Death Battle happens to be one of my all-time favorite web series. Of course, when it was on Spike TV, I was also a huge fan of Deadliest Warrior. I've thought about it for a while and I've come up with a great number of death battle ideas. The following are my top 15 death battles that I want to see happen. I've done a top 10 before, but those weren't in any particular order. This is my actual top 15. Counterterrorism is a popular theme in a lot of popular fiction, whether it's TVs, movies, or even novels. And a single agent doing whatever it takes to stop a potential terrorist threat makes for an incredible story. Bauer is the hero of TV's 24 and will stop at nothing to accomplish his mission. A former member of the Army's elite Delta Force, Bauer is a force to be reckoned with. A specialist with many different weapons, has knowledge of hand-to-hand combat, and is also a specialist when it comes to interrogation. Mitch Rapp is a member of the CIA's elite Orion team, a team of highly skilled individuals trained outside of the CIA's farm with a specific purpose: to hunt down and kill terrorists before they have a chance to attack the USA. Trained by Stan Hurley, Rapp is fluent in many languages, can pass as native in many Middle Eastern countries, and knows multiple ways to inflict damage on a human body with very little effort. He has even passed himself off as one of Saddam Hussein's sons before. Rapp is also a weapons specialist, having been taught by not only Hurley, but also some of the top operators in the United States Joint Special Operations Command, which includes Delta Force and the Navy's elite SEAL Team 6. He's skilled in hand-to-hand combat, as taught by his military trainers, but also a student of Gracie-style jiu-jitsu, having learned from the Gracie brothers themselves. Rapp is a stamina freak, having competed 6 times and even twice won the Ironman Triathlon, which is where the CIA codename of his, Iron Man, comes from. These two could make for an incredible death battle of America's top counterterrorism operatives. The idea of having Iron Man face one of the multitude of armored heroes out there in popular fiction has been one that's been on my mind for some time. But the question was always, which one? Guyver? Can't fly, so it wouldn't be much of a fight. War Machine? No. Just no. Then it hit me. Techno Man, or as he was known in Japan, Tekkaman Blade. This fight could be won for the record books. Both have the ability of high-speed flight, both have powerful weapons built into their armor. The only things that Blade has that Stark doesn't is the Lance, of course, and the Technobot Pegasus. But in a death battle, Pegasus wouldn't be allowed, so he's out anyway. Sub-Zero is an assassin from the Lin Kuei clan of assassins. He is the one most responsible for the deaths of the family of Hanzo Hisashi, now known better as Scorpion. He's a master of ninjutsu, but also known for his skills in cryomancy, or ice manipulation. From a young age, Itachi Uchiha was a prodigy among the Uchiha clan. A graduate of the Ninja Academy at age 7, master of the Sharingan at age 8, and Anbu agent by age 12, Itachi was one of the best. Being an Uchiha and a master of his family's ocular jutsu, he is a master of many different styles of ninjutsu, but his family specializes in fire-style ninjutsu, as well as possessing a high level of proficiency in taijutsu. But where Itachi shines is in genjutsu, the art of illusion. His Mangekyo Sharingan is capable of trapping an opponent in some extremely powerful illusions, his best being the Tsukuyomi, which he was able to use to take down Jonin and former Anbu operative Kakashi Hatake. The Sharingan gives Itachi many other powers, including the black-flamed Amaterasu and the powerful spirit warrior Susanoo. Ice versus fire. Ninja versus ninja. Sub-Zero versus Itachi Uchiha. Make it happen, Wiz and Boomstick. Both come from warrior cultures. Both are extremely capable in a fight. Only one of these two actually wears any semblance of armor. Worf, son of Moog, is an officer in the United Federation of Planets Starfleet. He initially served on the USS Enterprise D under Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Worf is an excellent example of the Klingon warrior culture. Powerful, honorable, and well-trained, there is not much Worf will not engage in battle, from the Borg to the Cardassians. His primary weapon is the standard Starfleet issue phaser, but when he wants to get up close and personal, he relies on his handy Klingon Bat'leth, a curved two-handed blade staff. Urdnot Grunt is a tank-born Krogan super soldier created by the warlord Okeer. He was released from his tank by Commander Shepard during Shepard's campaign against the Collectors, and since then Grunt has become a major player, heading up Arlac Company, an elite group of Krogan commandos during the Reaper invasion. Grunt's favorite weapon is the M300 Claymore shotgun. Being a Krogan, he's a skilled warrior, but his personal style is that of a berserker, putting up a barrier he calls fortification and just plowing through opponents like they're insects under his heavy foot. When the Earth came under assault from the terrible Rita Repulsa, Zordon of Eltar called upon 5 teenagers with attitude to become Earth's guardians. Later gaining 1 more to their numbers, the Power Rangers defended the planet from Rita and Zed's monstrous army, calling upon incredible powers, weapons, and battle robots known as Zords. Brought together by Professor Charles Xavier, the first class of the X-Men consisted of Scott Summers, Cyclops, Hank McCoy, Beast, Warren Worthington, Angel, Bobby Drake, Iceman, and Jean Grey, Marvel Girl. Using incredible powers that they were born with, these 5 young heroes defended a world that feared and hated them just because they were born different from villains like Magneto, Apocalypse, and the Hellfire Club's inner circle. I had initially thought of a Power Rangers Battle Royale, like had been done with the Ninja Turtles, but it would initially come down to Jason vs. Tommy, which had been done several times in the TV series. So I considered teams to put the Rangers up against, such as the Teen Titans, the Justice Society of America, the New Mutants, the Avengers, and the Justice League, but then I just decided on the First Class X-Men. In a battle of gangsters, who would win? Would it be Johnny Gat of the 3rd Street Saints, the wisecracking, take no bullshit off anyone enforcer of Saints Row? Or would it be CJ from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? Let's find out. This one is a battle of sorcerers. The White Wizard of Middle-earth and servant of Sauron the Dark Lord, taking on the foul-tempered bully of a sorceress with no figure, Lena Inverse. Honestly, having Saruman face Lena is something I thought would be fun, just to see Saruman on the receiving end of a dragon slave. But then I got to thinking, maybe Saruman's power could drive Lena to using her ultimate trump card spell, the Giga Slave. Seriously, Screw Attack, make this one happen, for God's sake? Now, we've already seen Wonder Woman in one death battle, but once Rogue absorbed her powers and added them to her own, it was basically over. It wasn't much of a fight after that, which is why I propose a new battle for the Amazon Princess. This time against someone who could put up a good fight and not have an unfair advantage. Carol Danvers, aka Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel's powers are similar to Rogue's, except for the power absorption ability. As a matter of fact, Rogue got the majority of her powers from Carol Danvers. She has superhuman strength, is nigh invulnerable, can fly, and would put up a much better battle for Wonder Woman than Rogue did. Again, we have already seen both of these fighters in a death battle before, Thor vs. Raiden and Superman vs. Goku. However, Raiden wasn't much of a challenge for Thor because Thor is just too damn strong to make it too much of a fair fight. Also, say what you will about Screw Attack's figures in the Goku vs. Superman battle, but Superman is just too overpowered to take on many figures from popular culture, which is why I propose this battle. Superman versus Thor. They've already faced each other before in JLA Avengers, written by Kurt Busiek, art by George Perez, but never before in a one-on-one death battle. Superman's powers make him practically a god, while Thor actually is a god. Put them in the arena and make them have it out once and for all. Say what you will about Hayabusa losing out to Strider Hiryu in a previous death battle, but Hiryu's Cypher made for a much more unbalanced battle, as that sword could cut through practically anything Hayabusa had, except for the True Dragon Sword. On top of that, you have Strider Hiryu's training and skills that made for a basic curb stomp. This time, let's put Hayabusa up against Soul Calibur's Plunderer of the High Seas, Cervantes de Leon. Dragon Sword versus Soul Edge. Which sword comes out on top? Mitsurugi is a warrior, hell-bent on finding the sword's soul edge to use for his own purposes. He's a samurai with excellent skills in battle, but he hungered for more. Standing on to fight in war after war, searching for the legendary hero's sword, Soul Edge, helped combat the rising use of firearms in his native country. A former Hitokiri in the revolutionary Choshu clan branch of the Isshin Shishi during the Bakumatsu period in Japan, Himura Kenshin is a Rurouni, a wandering samurai, traveling the country, stopping wherever he finds people in need of help. Kenshin carries a reverse-bladed Sakabato, having sworn not to kill again after racking up a huge body count during the revolution. Samurai versus samurai. Kenshin versus Mitsurugi. Protector versus battle-hungry warrior. Who would win? Naming similarities aside, this battle is between two people who focus on hand-to-hand combat. Sakura Kasuyano is a high school student from Japan who idolizes the Street Fighter champion Ryu. She has learned the Shotokan style of karate and has even learned how to perform key abilities similar to Ryu's Hadoken. Currently, she trains with Dan Hibiki and Blanca, but don't let that fool you. The student of the 5th Hokage, Tsunade, Sakura Haruno is a medical ninja from the village hidden in the leaves. Though her primary purpose is healing, she's well trained in hand-to-hand combat, in order to be able to protect herself and those under her care. Sakura's chakra control was at prodigy level when she left the Ninja Academy, but she didn't really get a chance to shine until she was taken on as apprentice to Tsunade, learning how the 5th Hokage utilized chakra control to radically increase her strength and regenerative ability. Sakura Haruno may not be one of the most powerful fighters in the Naruto franchise, but she does have her moments. Sakura Kasugano may be another Shoto clone fighter from Street Fighter franchise, but she's one that can be overlooked at times. Putting these two in a death battle would give both a chance to really show off their skills and put the haters in their place. We've seen Link in one death battle already against Cloud Strife. However, his wide variety of weapons made for an unbalanced fight. Let's see what happens when those weapons may not exactly work. Zelgadis Greywords is a chimera. His body is a mixture of human, rock golem, and brow demon. He's a highly skilled swordsman, but also extremely skilled in shamanist magic. Could Link stand up against someone whose body is tougher than most armor? Will his wide variety of weapons have any effect, or would it come down to the Master Sword versus Cell's sword and shamanist magic? Let's find out. I had initially thought of putting Lina versus Saruman here, but the more I thought about it, the more Zelgadis versus Link seemed to be a more of an interesting death battle. Alright folks, let's just face it. I absolutely detest Twilight. It's a bastardization of classic vampire lore, and it makes a mockery of all the great vampire stories that have been told, from Bram Stoker's Dracula to all the way to Len Wiseman's Underworld movie series. That's why I want to see this death battle take place. Put the Cullens up against 3 deadly Dhampirs. Blade, the Daywalker from Marvel Comics fame, Rain from the Blood Rain games, and Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate. Let's finally see the Cullens get their asses handed to them by real vampires. To make it somewhat fair, I'm not including Selene from Underworld, Morbius from Marvel Comics, or Vampire Hunter D. We've seen Batman before in a death battle, but his fight with Spider-Man wound up a curb stomp for the Spider because of Spidey's spider sense. This one seems to be a much better battle. Let's put the world's greatest detective up against Marvel Comics' Star-Spangled Avenger. Like Batman, Captain America is at the absolute peak of human physical performance due to the super soldier procedure he went through during World War II. The only difference between the two is that Captain America is a soldier. He thinks like a soldier and has a brilliant tactical mind. Put the super soldier up against the Batman. Let's see who wins. And there you have it, my top 15 death battles that I absolutely want to see happen. Seriously, folks, if you haven't checked out this web series yet, check it out. It's incredible. Screw Attack, they're doing a great job. They're actually doing the research on the characters. Unlike Bat and the Sun with Superpower Beatdown, the battles are based on actual research and not on fan voting, which is something I actually enjoy. So, there you have it. 15 death battles that really should happen sometime in the future. Seriously, Screw Attack, make these happen.